Why is an old Mike Tyson fighting a young, hungry Jake Paul? Does Iron Mike still have it in him? Is this fight just a quick cash grab for both? If you're doubting Iron Mike like this, let me clue you in.
I am not in danger. I am the danger.
Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not gonna make it.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a fight that has boxing fans buzzing all around the globe. This ain't no ordinary fight. Is this the fight of two generations of boxing with both determined to get a W? The baddest man on the planet, Mike Tyson, and then we have Jake Paul, a social media megastar.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I've got so many thoughts on this. How it is absolutely disgusting and it should not be allowed. On the other side, I'm like, wow. A round of applause for these guys.
The event is just a month away now. Tyson is a cult-like figure among the masses. With this in mind, Netflix are now upping the ante and pushing the fight down everybody's throat. To be honest, it's a lose-lose situation for Jake on this. So how come these two lined up to fight? Why was this fight postponed, and what awaits us ahead in the game? Grab your snacks and let's dive headfirst into this epic matchup. Why is this fight being booked? First up, let's talk about why this fight is even happening. It's no secret that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are megastars. They're from two totally different worlds. Tyson, the legendary heavyweight champ, has been in the news for all sorts of reasons, a cult among boxing fans worldwide. Tyson is now 57 years old and is raring for a comeback in the game. Jake Paul, on the other hand, made waves as a social media influencer and is now spearheading a pack of social media stars in the combat world. He was an unknown face in the boxing world 5 years ago, but now he's taken prominence. Jake is taking everyone on in the ring, from former MMA fighters to actual boxers. Alongside all this, we've seen the rise of the influencer boxing world, with extra credit to the Paul brothers. So why put these two together? Well, it's all about that blockbuster fight that will draw in the masses. Tyson brings that nostalgia and street cred, while Jake Paul brings the hype and millions of young fans. You mix them together and bam, you've got a phenomenon, an event that could rake in some serious cash with the eyeballs lined up to watch. It's a classic case of old school meets new school, and honestly, we're all here for it. Personally, for many fans, they're looking for a savior, a messiah for the boxing world who can shut up this problem child, who can put him in his place. Even though you need one or not, he's the one who makes all the noises around the game. Now let's get into the juicy details of the matchup itself. We're talking about 57-year-old Mike Tyson stepping into the ring against 27-year-old Jake Paul. It's a wild age gap. Tyson is coming after a 2-decade-long hiatus from the game. No doubt he has a history of knockout power and that ferocious style that made him a household name, but he hasn't fought a legit match in years. The last we saw him in action was against Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match, where both looked like two aging bulls colliding inside the ring. Jake, on the other hand, has been in the ring more recently, and whether you love him or hate him, he's shown he can throw a punch. Jake Paul has a 9-1 record with 6 knockout victories. The only blemish was against Tommy Fury, brother of the Gypsy King. Time and again, he had shut down his detractors by knocking out his opponents, and that too in style. Coincidentally, Jake was on the same Tyson Jones undercard for his second outing in the ring. Look how the tide has turned. Jake is now a seasoned pro in the game, at least in its marketing. The question on everyone's minds is, how will Tyson's experience stack up against Jake's youth and agility? This isn't just a fight, it's a clash of eras, and it's going to be fascinating to watch. The fight is going to be on November 15th. A huge crowd of about 70,000 is expected to watch the fight at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. All of the 270 million Netflix subscribers will have the opportunity to watch the fight from the comfort of their own homes, with plenty more to be added to that total. Now, you might remember that this fight was initially supposed to happen on July 20th at the same arena, so what really happened? Well, there was a health scare. Tyson suffered an ulcer flare-up while boarding a plane. This health scare was coupled with a sanctioning commission issue that got a bit messy. And finally, we have a date set in stone on the 15th of November. But it's kind of a blessing in disguise because both fighters have had more time to prepare, and let's be honest, more anticipation just adds to the excitement, right? So with all the hoo-ha for this bout, can Mike Tyson still fight? Let's be real, this dude's lifestyle has been anything but traditional. From his days as the baddest man on the planet to his recent ventures in acting and podcasting, he's lived quite the life. He's got a lavish lifestyle now too, filled with luxury cars and fancy mansions. His lifestyle was a trending topic in the game, but now it feels he has left it apart, opting for a family guy persona. But don't let that fool you. Tyson's all about the rage, the anger, and the split-second decision-making. I don't know how he's controlling this these days, but whatever he's doing, it's working well.
He's still not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying.
But what's more important, that fire inside him. There's still a part of Tyson that wants to reclaim that glory, and you know he'll be coming into this match with something to prove. He's still training hard, and he's been open about wanting to stay in shape and possibly fight again. Speaking of training, have you guys seen Tyson's recent training footage? Man, the speed this guy still has is insane. He's moving around the ring like he's back in his prime. The head movement, the footwork, it's all still there.
Want me to tell you something about that video?
Yeah.
I did that video and I was in bed for a week. That was 30 seconds and I was in bed for a week.
You got to admit, watching him unleash those combinations is like witnessing a time machine in action. He may be older, but that killer instinct is still brewing beneath the surface. And trust me, if he can harness that power and speed, he's definitely a threat in the ring.
Now, if you see this clip of Mike Tyson here, he looks fierce. He looks like he would knock anyone out. These are like 6-second clips cut up, and just about any ex-professional boxer can look good for 6 seconds, including myself.
Now that we know everything, let's talk about why a majority of the fans think of this fight as a quick cash grab for Mike Tyson. Folks, boxing is a tough business and fighters gotta eat. After all the ups and downs Tyson has been through, it's understandable he'd want to cash in on a big payday.
But why is he choosing to do this? Well, it's for the money.
But I don't think it's just about the money for him. Tyson genuinely seems to love the sport. He seems too much into the game and misses being a part of it. Being a cult figure in the industry for so many years, he would again like to have that same feeling of competing inside the ropes. He's been open about wanting to inspire the next generation of fighters, and taking on Jake Paul could be a part of that legacy. He's thrown the whole notion out of the window when he proclaims he will fight for free against Jake. Still, you can't deny that the dollar signs are probably looking pretty good right now. Alright, so what can we expect from this fight? Now that's the million-dollar question. Can Mike Tyson actually defeat Jake Paul? It's a mixed bag. On one hand, you've got the experience, the skills, and the iconic knockout power. On the other hand, you've got Jake's youth, determination, and training. He's been putting in the work, and now you gotta give him that. He ain't just a YouTube influencer. If Mike can channel that energy and stay on his feet, he has a real shot. But if Jake plays it smart, uses his speed, and keeps his distance, you could see an upset. It's truly a toss-up, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. Finally, let's look ahead. What's next for both fighters? If Tyson wins, could we see him in more matches? Maybe even a shot at another legend who can come out of retirement? For Jake, a victory could solidify his status as a legitimate boxer, opening doors to even bigger names in the sport. Both guys have a lot on the line, and no matter the outcome, this fight is bound to shake up the boxing world. Whether it's nostalgia or a new wave of fans, one thing's for sure, everyone will be watching. So there you have it, folks. The showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is shaping up to be a wild ride. Who are you rooting for? Do you think Tyson has what it takes, or will Jake Paul pull off the upset again? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest videos on combat sports. Before you go, check out the video on the left, where you'll find Mike Tyson's favorite fighter, one of the leading contenders for any GOAT conversation in MMA, Fedor Emelianenko. And we will see you in the next video. Catch you later.